I was actually able to get a huge flat of free, gorgeous beefsteak tomatoes. Who knew? Anyway, so I have measured out 6 pounds of tomatoes, and today I'm going to be making some more pizza sauce and pasta sauce and canning it for the year. Everything that I don't can today, I'm actually going to be cutting up, coring, freezing, and then I'm going to have tomatoes to add to what I already had from my garden that should take me through the year. And I'm actually contemplating this time maybe making some homemade tomato sauce. So we'll see. I have so many tomatoes and I'm thrilled to have them. I was tickled when they said I could take a whole flat. Anybody could take them if they made a purchase at this place that I go once a month to get a huge discount on food. And if you want to see a video on that food haul, it cost me $20 and I got like a week's worth of food. It is amazing. If you're anywhere in Southern California, you want to check out Western Eagle, I'm going to link it in the description below, but watch the food haul if you're interested. So I'm going to start off by washing these tomatoes really good. I'm going to go ahead and core them. I'm going to just make a little square cut on the bottom of each tomato, and then I'm going to put them in some scalding, boiling water for a minute or two just to take the skins off, and then we're going to get them ready to start making our sauce so we can can it. So I'm going to start off by just coring these tomatoes. These were such a blessing to me today because typically I do a lot of tomatoes from my garden and I grow them pretty much for sauces and different types of things to last me throughout the whole year. And it's one of those things that I do that just, it really saves a lot of money. I don't buy pizza sauce, I don't buy pasta sauce, honestly, I don't buy any tomato products at all throughout the year, other than just some of the, the fresh tomatoes for our, salads and things like that. But for the most part, anything that I'm going to be cooking with, I grow it in the summer to last me through the year. So this was just amazing. I was so happy. They also had a thing where you could get all the lettuce that you wanted. Now, I actually had just bought some lettuce at the grocery store this weekend, so I really didn't need any lettuce. I did take 2 heads, one for me and one for my daughter-in-law, but other than that, I pretty much just stuck with the food haul from the box I got that I purchased. And then I did get some free Krispy Kreme donuts as well. Not for me. I know you're thinking, what? Your diet? But it's for the grandkids. So I measured this out. This is just a little over 6 pounds of tomatoes. And as soon as my water's boiling, I'm just going to put these in here and I'm going to let them, just loosen up the skins. I'm going to take the skins off and then I'm going to start chopping them up. And we're going to go ahead and make some sauce. Now I have these Mrs. Wages pasta sauce and a pizza sauce. And I think I'm going to make both because I've got so many darn tomatoes. But I'm going to start off with the pasta sauce. And you really can use the pizza sauce and the pasta sauce for either or. It's just the pizza sauce is great. I make a lot of pizzas throughout the year, and again, it's another thing I don't have to spend money on. And I went ahead, I decided to get the other tomatoes prepped as well since I am making 2 batches of these. Now we're going to take the skins off, and I can see the skin is already peeling off of these because this process just works so good with removing the skins from tomatoes. And it's only a short period of time, so you don't really have any problems with it cooking the tomatoes or anything like that. You can also do this process with peaches and apricots and all kinds of things. So this usually just takes a minute. Just the hardest part is just these are very thin skinned tomatoes. You can almost use this recipe with the skins on them. sometimes you have tomatoes and they're just such thick skin, and I guess it just depends on the type of tomato you're getting. The easiest and fastest way to get all of these tomatoes chopped up is to just put them through my Vidalia onion chopper. And although it's, you know, specifically made to chop up onions, it works good with really any kind of vegetable. And with tomatoes, because of the liquid, you just can't, you know, push them through real hard or it'll end up all over your kitchen. But the thing I like about this chopper is it really just makes everything nice and even. And when you're cooking, sometimes that's a really big thing. Now, it's not going to really matter for this because we're going to have, you know, this is going to cook down to more of a sauce. But if you were making something like salsa or something like that, then it would be more important. You can see this is just a lot of tomatoes. All right, so let me finish getting these all done, and then we'll add our seasoning packet to it, and we'll just let it cook up. And then I'm actually going to start washing some of my jars and heating up the water. And while our pasta sauce is getting ready, we can go ahead and get the jars all ready, so when the sauce is done, we'll be ready to can. All right, we're gonna start off making our pasta sauce. This is Mrs. Wages. I just pour the seasoning packet into the mix of tomatoes, and you add a 1/4 cup of sugar. Now, I'm on a diet, but this recipe makes 5 pints of sauce. So I'm going to be just fine as far as, you know, not worrying about the sugar. Now, as soon as this comes up to a boil, we're going to bring this down to a simmer, and we're going to cook this for 25 minutes. We're going to stir it occasionally, but this will, believe it or not, it'll turn into sauce, and it is going to be so good. Now, sometimes I run my my immersion blender through it if I don't have it quite the consistency I want. If it's pizza sauce, I almost always do. With pasta sauce, I really don't. I like a little bit of tomato in there if there's some left, and this always comes out perfect. I love the Mrs. Wages products. So you can see my pasta sauce has started to thicken up. I've only got about 5 more minutes that I need to cook it. So I think at this point, sometimes with the pasta sauce, I leave it with these larger pieces of tomatoes. But I think today I'm actually going to run it through my immersion blender and just get it nice and smooth, and it's going to be a delicious sauce. In fact, I think I'll do that real quick right now. The sauce is done. My jars are washed and heated, and it's time to go ahead and start canning up our pasta sauce. I'm just going to clean the tops. I'm going to put, you know, lids and bands on them, and I'm going to go ahead and put them in a boiling water bath canner now for... Well, as you can see, I was able to get a lot of delicious food out of that case of tomatoes. I was so thrilled. I actually was able to get 12 jars of pizza and pasta sauce that I made today. I have another jar for some lasagna that I'm lazy lasagna. It's a Trim Healthy Mama lasagna recipe I'm making for tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and just refrigerate that. And I also was able to freeze a whole tray of tomatoes and I also gave several tomatoes to the person who services my swimming pool. We kind of trade things back and forth occasionally with our gardens, and I know he'll love those tomatoes as well. So that's a really good day on saving a lot of money. I basically spent $20 on my food box. I got the free tomatoes, the free jalapenos. I spent $2 on the Mrs. Wage's pasta sauce and some cookies for the grandkids. But otherwise, this was a great day. I saved a lot. Put a lot of food away for lots of other types of meals that I'll be able to use, and it won't cost me a dime. So I hope this gives you some ideas on things you can do. Again, I'm going to link the information about Western Eagle in the description below. If you live in Southern California and Temecula is not too far away, check it out. So I hope you have a great day. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing to my channel. Give me a like, a thumbs up, or ring that bell for future notifications, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.